Mazel tov to President Donald Trump for breaking his own record, the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. We're now on day 39, and the fallout is brutal. Millions of Americans are going without paychecks, federal programs are being gutted, and flights are delayed nationwide. Americans are dissatisfied with the current administration, and you know what happens when you push people too far? They vote. All across the U.S., Democrats decimated their competition on Tuesday. While their home turf wins grabbed the headlines, it was their away game victories that made history. In Georgia, two Democrats flipped seats on the state's Public Service Commission, the first non federal statewide wins for Democrats in nearly 2 decades. And in Mississippi, Democrats flipped two Republican held state Senate seats, cracking the GOP's supermajority in one of the reddest states in the nation. Republicans are already feeling those midterm headwinds. Party insiders are warning that Tuesday's results could signal serious trouble in the coming year. President Donald Trump reportedly told allies that he would go to jail if he's impeached. And Steve Bannon doubled down, warning conservatives that some of them, including himself, could face jail time if Republicans lose both the midterms and the 2028 election. Republicans know they're cooked. Voters spoke loud and clear. They're fed up with the Trump administration's chaos, broken promises, and culture wars. I said it before, and I'll say it again. There's a blue wave a coming, and Republicans either need to brace themselves or get out of the way. But while Democrats are gaining ground in elections, the battle inside Washington is far from over. Republicans shut down the Democrats' offer to end the shutdown, even though the deal was simple. On Friday, Minority Leader Chuck Schumer offered a compromise Republicans should not have refused. Add a 1 year extension of Affordable Care Act subsidies to the clean resolution, and Democrats would agree to reopen the government. That's it. 1 year. But Republican leaders dismissed the offer as a non starter, insisting they negotiate the ACA later, once the government was already reopened. Vice President J.D. Vance said he would work with Democrats to end the shutdown, but his party rejected the compromise anyway. Let's be clear, since Republicans control the majority, it's their job to negotiate with Democrats to reopen the government, not the other way around. And since MAGA loves to bring up Obama, let's talk about his one and only government shutdown. Back in 2013, President Barack Obama refused to negotiate with House Republicans who demanded spending cuts or delays to the ACA in exchange for reopening the government. In other words, they wanted to take money from healthcare to cover their own debt. Obama's shutdown lasted 16 days, and during that time, he met with leaders from both parties to resolve it. Trump's latest shutdown? Day 39 and counting. Trump once said that the government shutdowns reflect the president's leadership. Well, by his own definition, Trump is less than half the leader Obama was. And now, Trump's latest solution: scrap the ACA altogether. President Donald Trump took to Truth Social on Saturday to call for Senate Republicans to get rid of the Affordable Care Act and instead send the money directly to Americans to purchase their own health care. Wow. He's so close to demanding universal health care. It hurts. Let's break this down. If the government sends Americans monthly health care aid, we'd be right back to the same debate we have with food aid. Who deserves it? How much should they get each month? What kind of insurance should they be allowed to buy? And imagine What happens the next time there's a government shutdown? Americans could lose their food and their health care. I'll give Trump this much. He's right about one thing. The ACA was supposed to be a stepping stone towards universal health care. So, yes, let's get rid of it and replace it with something better, preferably not concepts of a plan. And while we're at it, let's raise the minimum wage to $17 per hour so people can actually afford to live and stay healthy. So, to recap, Democrats are gaining momentum in polls, and American people, they're hungry for leadership, fairness, and actual change. Thank you so very much for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.